and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the game design. Who needs boring coffee beans when you can have void-infused guarana drinks? Voices in your head are guaranteed. This is episode number 47. The new, the old, and the ugly. I am the London gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week and by we, I mean I yell at the young kids loitering in my lawn.
Get out of my lawn! I imagine you like a cane in a big lawn cutting machine, chasing like little kids, right? Trying to play ball in your lawn, Lucho.
Yeah.
Before we get into all the content, our disclaimer first: the discussion here is based on our own opinions and our own in-game experience. The majority of things that we talk about here, we have played. We try not to try not to talk about anything that we haven't experienced firsthand. And everything that we say in our opinions and everything are colored by our personal experience inside the games. Your experience can be different from ours, so it's interesting conversation if you want to express like, I know, I have a great experience in this game, or I didn't have a great experience in this game, or whatever. You can send it in the comments down below if you're watching us on YouTube. You can send us an email, etc., etc. But that is the disclaimer. We are not 100% truth tellers, or whatever that means. But anyway, without further ado, in the deep dive we have: is the pile of old content in Warframe becoming a wall for new players? What is the controversy of the week in Shadowlands for World of Warcraft? And finally, is PvP in World of Warcraft hostile to gearing up right now? So, what happened with Warframe? Is everything bad? Is too much content too much?
No, it is basically a person complaining.
Yes.
How do I put this? It's about the whole. So the specific complaint of this person is that they want to get the new frame, Psycho.
Yes, okay.
And you can get all the parts by farming the Heart of Daemons thing.
Yes, the new open world, yeah.
But to build the parts, you need materials from all the previous, like materials from all the
previous open worlds, like yeah. Cetus and
Fortuna.
And
yeah.
Fortuna, all right.
Yeah. And basically, you need gems and stuff like that. So
you need to actually go back and grind some of the reputation from those.
You need to go back and grind the reputation so you can buy the blueprints when you reach the right reputation.
That is definitely a weird decision. Why? Because this is the frame from the Heart of Deimos.
It has always been like that.
I know. Well, wait. Has it?
Yep.
There are generally two frames tied to open worlds. Of course, with Gara, there were not other open worlds.
Yeah.
But with Garuda, which is the one in Fortuna, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yep.
You need things from Cetus?
Yep.
You do? Like what kind of things?
Yep. You need some gems from Cetus.
To build?
Yep.
That still is weird to me, because like if the frame is from that open world, it should just require things, because that's the content you're doing, and that's the new thing that you're being invested. Why should you go back to something, especially if like for example a player me, as I jump out ship like halfway through halfway through Plains of Elyon because I was born out of Warframe, and like I have to go back and regrind stuff, and it's not the best. Like I wish I could have like spent more time.
It's not the best, but it rewards the players that
I already did
quote unquote the content.
Yes, but is it bad for new players? I think that's the question.
Is it bad for a new player?
That's the question that the dude poses us.
I don't think it's bad because, like for example, as this person says, they didn't experience any of the 2 previous open worlds, and
all right, yeah,
they just came back. So I don't think it's bad that they force you to go and explore those and
to revisit Fortuna. And is this the correct way to do it? Like forcing you to grind reputation with all that entails, right?
Is it there a correct way of doing it?
Well, you can. Like I can think of I believe that the thing is like nobody likes to grind all content. It's nice if you haven't experienced it and you have like something to experience in the old content that is cool, that they make you look back into we have these other 2 open worlds and they're like a similar experience to this, but they have different stuff, right? That is nice. That I agree on. But maybe there's a more streamlined way to showcase that without consuming as much time from the player, because they want to spend most of the time in the new thing. That is the tendency.
Yeah, but I don't know if we should reward that behavior.
I will tell you that me neither, because the big question here is how important is for a player to experience all content if they want to be with their friends in the new content, right?
That's bullshit. You know that most players in Warframe, if you have a friend who's behind, you will go with them and help them farm the stuff that they need.
I know, but I mean like in a general sense, like not specifically in Warframe, but in a general sense.
We're talking about Warframe.
Okay, all right, fine. I was gonna like put you a bigger question, but no, you don't want it.
It's not that I don't want it. It's just that it depends on you're gonna make a general question, and the answer is gonna be it depends on the game.
All right.
Because all the games are different. And you're gonna admit the same thing for Destiny.
Gonna tattoo
and the
that.
It's gonna be different.
Gonna tattoo that in my arm. Like
but you know that is true.
I know that is true.
How the game is built. It depends.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk it.
So you asked the same question for World of Warcraft. The answer is it's completely different.
All right, fair enough. Let's talk
because
about
the game is built in a completely different way to handle all content.
Okay. Let's talk about it in the context of Warframe. Warframe tends to always make you look to all their old content.
Yeah.
Right? See, it always makes you like if you're a new player, you have to go through the solar system. But the thing is like open worlds and in this weird state for new players, right? Because you get access to Earth and then you suddenly can go and do open world in cities, right?
You can, yeah.
There you go. And you get to Venus and then you can do stuff in Fortuna. I believe Deimos is like way
for a completely new player, Deimos is really far
in progression,
away.
Right? Yeah.
Not super far, but a good couple of.
Yeah. So now you put up in the shoes of a returning player, which has done all the old like start progression, right? For putting things, and they come and you have like 3 open worlds, a bazillion reputation, and like a lot of content that they haven't done, and they want and the complaint here punctually is, I just want to like I'm not new to this game. I have friends that are still probably playing. I want to just like do the new content because that's what brought me back to the game in the first place. But they're kind of forcing me to do the old content of the open worlds, which I didn't find interesting. That's why I didn't come back. But this find interesting. So that's kind of like the thing that we're trying to answer here, right? That if he's correct for the returning player to force him to go and do those experiences even if you didn't find them that attractive.
I mean, my answer is yes, but my reason to give that answer is that not doing it may diminish the effort and time that the players who did it put into a content.
Okay, so
because if you spend the time farming Fortuna and Cirrus, let's not say when it was current, but you already put the time on farming it.
Yeah.
And then you get to Deimos and you say, oh, you need these gems and this stuff and this material. You can just go and either farm it and you already have the blueprints and it saves time.
Yeah.
And you feel, it's not that you feel rewarded, but it's like, okay, I already jumped through a hoop, so I don't have to do it again. If you just let people out of the hook, like it was like, then who cares? Like you're kind of diminishing the effort of the person who did it.
So it's not enough to have it's for that incentive, like because there is a possibility to just like, all right, the frame just needs power from these things, but there's still frames in the other two open worlds. It's not enough for that incentive. You have to
a lot of players don't care about a lot of the frames and they will never get them.
All right. Okay.
Like getting all the frames is a common thing in the Warframe community.
Yes.
But it's definitely not for everyone. Like some people don't like one frame and they'll never get it. And that's it. And they like 3 frames and they will just get those 3 frames that they like and that's it. They'll do all the content with those 2 frames.
So you feel like fine. So you feel like it's not incentive enough to have frames in those?
Not for everyone.
Not for everyone. And this system like kind of guarantees you that you have to go back to those open worlds and like to that content. So you have like kind of like a sense in progression through the open worlds. Like we assuming here that because the assumption here is like if you are on Deimos and you want Saku fast, you have to have done Cetus and Fortuna.
If you want it fast, yeah, because once you get all the parts for the frame, you need the materials.
Yeah.
And then it's where the wall comes to your face. You either have all the blueprints already, and you may be lacking the materials, but that's just going to one of the open zones and farming for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And the other case is, okay, you don't have the blueprint, then you have to go and do, okay, it is sold by this vendor and it is locked behind this rank, so you have to farm these many ranks. To rank up, you need to farm these specific materials. So it is a decent amount of time. The concession that I will make is to remove the standing cap for all content.
Yes.
Because that's what makes the farm, that's what times gate the farming. Is not that you. It's not only farming the standing.
Yeah,
it's not only farming the standing on itself. It is just time gating it that you have certain amount to gain today, and you cannot do any more that day.
Yes, exactly. Like, yeah, I think you hit it right. Like I was thinking about this, and it's like, yeah, if I could just like, oh yeah, I need this and this from that other open world. If I just like bolt it and get it, it won't feel that bad because the farm is there and you just have to do it and that's it. Yeah. And then you can go back to the new experience and it is not a hassle, right? It is not a hassle because again, Warframe do that all the time, but in the other instances, you don't have any to acquire the other materials to build for example, the frames in the star chart. You don't have any like restriction. You can like farm the materials ad infinitum at any point. Yeah. You get them. The same with the Warframe parts. You can farm them till you get them, and it doesn't require you to have that time gate, that unnecessary time gate. But I agree with you because I would like, as a player, going back to Cetus and see the Quill's progression without having all that time getting in the reputation. And the same with the Fortuna thing, to see like the stories and what I'm missing out. And it's all content. Like you don't want to. Yes, it's good that you are being quote unquote forced to go back and revisit those sites, but it's bad that you have a time gate where you want to go back to the new experience.
Yeah. The only thing that I will do is probably you should probably get something to the people who farmed the thing while it was relevant content.
Something extra?
Yeah, like a sigil to wear, or one of the little floaty things that you put on your shoulders, or something cosmetic.
Yeah, if you're gonna remove, in the case that you were going to remove that cap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
something to say. Okay, you did it when it was out, and you can show off.
Yeah, and
because that is important.
And at the pace that it was supposed to be done, and etc., which is it? Then the next question is it the time gating cap of the open worlds necessary? Like even in the new Deimos thing? For the reputation, is that part of the system necessary? Like what happened if you just remove the caps of a lot of things in Warframe? I know that I know they did it because people can just farm their brains out in some situations. but is it truly necessary?
I think so.
Yeah.
You need to pay the content.
Okay, yeah. But like you don't need to do that anymore in all content.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need to. The problem is that the only problem that I see with that, like specifically for Warframe, is that you're open a gate to ask the question, what is all content? Or for example, the Syndicate's all content.
Probably yes.
But they're not, because they're always putting new stuff there.
Yeah, they're always relevant. So it's kind of like relevant. Legacy content being always updated is not.
It is not legacy content.
It is not legacy
content that is there.
Yeah. It's content that is always used. Yeah.
It is not legacy at all. It is not. Whenever they release new augments, some of them end up being there.
Yeah.
Whenever a new prime comes into rotation, people use a Syndicate reputation
to buy the relics,
to get relic packs. So it is always, and they always put stuff like new captura scenes and stuff. So it's not old. I mean, it is old content because it's been in the game for a long time. But it's relevant content. And
so what proportion? Like the thing is,
where do you draw the line?
Yeah, exactly. Thing is like where do you decide that certain things is all content and other things is not all content?
And that even those, because there are a lot of things that then fall into this.
Yeah.
Should focus still be capped? Because focus also has a reputation cap.
Yes, correct.
That increases with MR, and there are plenty of things in the game. like that, like Mary's reputation, all the stuff.
Yes. So at what point?
So which stuff should you cap, or which stuff should you uncap?
So
and then I think I understand this solution, which is just everything is capped.
Just make sure that we don't do something wrong. I think I think the answer is if he's not being fed new stuff, just uncap it, right? Like you're not putting in but at this point you're not putting any new stuff in Cetus besides the event that randomly comes, and you're not putting anything new in Fortuna. And I don't know if Fortuna has something similar to that event. I'm guessing
they did put new stuff in Fortuna when the primary kid guns came out. They were in Fortuna. They didn't came at the same time that Fortuna came.
So is that the answer? Like if you
they put new saw parts on the Cetus vendor.
So do you think like in a year's time they're gonna put new trees in the focus system? Or they wanna leave that window open, and that's why we are capped.
The focus system is kind of different because like you don't get, it's not that you get something out of it. It's a new system that is always there and it is always relevant, even if they haven't put anything new in it.
Yes.
It's like one of the core things in the game.
Okay. So it's not a like it should be out of the conversation.
I mean, there are a lot of people who would argue that you should take the cap from the focus and system, and that you should let people focus farm to hard content.
Yes.
But I don't think that's a good idea.
But that's the question. Like, if the thing is, we don't uncap it because we put new things on it, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's the. I don't think that answer encompasses all the possible answers, because that approach works for syndicates, but it doesn't work all the time. For example, for open worlds, because sometimes they do put new stuff in the old open worlds. It's not as often as we would like, but they do it. And the focus, it kind of for me, in my opinion, it falls on the end of the spectrum, which is they haven't added anything new, but the focus on it, like on itself, it's like you're not getting things out of it. It's just another progression system on its own.
Yes. That
you are supposed to go through slowly, even if you just unlock it like now.
Yes.
So there is this whole range of different paces at what things happen in Warframe when new stuff is added or not to different parts of the game.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to give like a conclusive answer.
Right, yeah.
And then I get why, like if the comes out and says we're not gonna remove caps, I will say I get it. because doing it for one opens a gate that is just, where do we draw the line? And they're saying, yeah, we're drawing the line nowhere.
All right. What about multiplicators? Or like specific race caps, because the cap is depending on your MR, right? And all the caps are individual to that reputation. So you have for example, your MR is 18, then you have 25,000 as your cap.
I know what you're getting at.
Yes.
That makes everything more confusing. Because right now there is one, like, all the reputations grow at the same rate.
Yes.
And there is one cap for all the reputation.
Yes.
And that's all you have to remember. You want to have more things to remember.
I don't know, maybe like lowering some prices somewhere. I don't know, try to make it like somehow easier for the player to progress in the old zones.
You know what? I think they should do like each month a weekend.
XP weekends.
Not only XP,
weekends.
but like uncapped reputation for this faction this weekend.
Uncapped reputation weekends, yeah. Okay.
And there you go. Yeah.
There you go. You just grind your face off every weekend like a sandpaper in your forehead.
Yeah, but it's not for everyone. Like, if you're already caught up and your max reputation, max
you don't
thing,
care. You're like,
you don't care. But it's there. Like, it's one weekend per month.
And like you be super committed to new friends, to new players. Yeah. Wait. I have it on cap. All right. I need to get this and this and this, and you just like bolt it all weekend.
Yeah. It is a solution in the middle, like
it is correct. It is a solution in the middle. And then you can like,
and you can do like one reputation at a time. Like, this weekend is
C2's normal reputation. Next week is Quills. I think it's like the other reputations you require resources to advance them, right?
Yeah. All of them require resources.
No, I mean the like you don't have missions to advance the reputations, but I get the Quills is like you give them stuff for reputation, right?
Yeah, but you could potentially farm that stuff
and just hoard it for that weekend.
Yeah.
Just like buy everything.
Yeah.
That sounds as a middle solution. Like, it's not all the time.
It is, I'm trying not to
break the system.
not break the system, but like open the Pandora box to all these questions. How where do we draw the line with the reputation?
But there is definitely a problem. Yeah, there is definitely a problem in like it is definitely a problem that exists in all songs. Like it is like nothing against DE, that they do very good content, and like we all did all content in DE, but for some reason the reputation in the all open world feels more painful because it's time gated in some shape, way, or form, right? Because when you go through the all star chat, you just can like do it for 3 days. And nothing will stop you except for building stuff.
Yeah,
right.
No, I get the complaint. That's what I was trying to come up with, a middle of the road solution.
Yeah, and if you have platinum, that doesn't matter because you can rush your stuff that it needs to be built in. Like there is a way. Like the way we were getting at is there is a way for you in the all starter content to go as fast as you can.
Right? Yes.
But the other things are tied to the reputation system, so you cannot go as fast as you can because of that specific reason, even if it's all content. And we understand that there is a pace at which new content should be delivered because there's like stuff has paces and content has paces, and you're supposed to do certain things weekly and yada yada in the philosophy of the open worlds in Warframe, right? We understand that, and that makes sense. But for the all content is definitely a problem of how much can you advance and how much you, and that's the feel bad moment. I think that this guy is trying to
convey.
Yeah, it's not that it's bad to go back to those places because it's fun. Like going in Cities and going to Fortuna is still good zones and good open worlds and stuff. It's nice there. But it's more that sensation of like, oh, I cannot just like bolt it and like if I'm missing X, Y, and Z, and then come back to like I cannot see this old content, which is nice, fast enough to go to catch up to the new content when I get the pace that I'm supposed to get, right?
Yep.
I think that's a good solution that we can. It works for the games that works with XP, right? You have XP weekend for people to catch up.
It is a solution kind of in the middle.
Yeah, you have that kind of solution in a lot of other games. And you have XP weekends to catch up, and other event-like types of things to help all players to catch up in all content, like new players to catch up in new content. So it's definitely a proof solution. So will D do it? I don't know.
I hope they do. I feel like Warframe will benefit a lot from more
events,
like weekend type of events.
Better events things. Rotation, because we have weird. Things. We have weird old events which rotate all the time, and by this point you're like, but we have to now the night waves, which is their solution to that.
It was not their solution to that, really. It was a solution to a different problem. The night wave was a solution for the old
for the old alert system. I know. Yeah. But it kind of feels like a small event-like thing that comes and refreshes himself every certain time.
It does, but I feel like the game will benefit from smaller weekend-long events of
to create
XP kind of thing,
to create agency in the player base. Like, I don't know, a weekend with double mining drop,
things like that,
or like a weekend with double, because we have experience boosters, and we have that's the other thing. Like we do have experience boosters, and we do have
but the experience boost doesn't change the reputation gain.
Yeah, exactly. Will it be a solution to get reputation boosters that uncap your reputation?
No, that becomes paid to
progress. Win. Yeah. That becomes really paid to progress. Yeah. Yeah, I like your idea of like double XP weekend, or doesn't that happen with Affinity? Like they have Affinity weekends, right?
Yeah, they do have Affinity weekends. They do have double credit weekends. They have those kind of things.
Yeah, so we need those on-cap weekends.
It will be a really interesting idea to help those players kind of in the middle of the game wanting to farm out stuff.
Yeah.
Do it a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, because I cannot imagine like the pain of a new player. Like after you going through all the star charts and you get all your frames, and now you have to like grind your face off on 3 open worlds at that pace.
but I mean, to be fair, the advantage is that you don't. I mean, you have 3 different open worlds that you can all farm at the same time.
Well, that is true. Yeah. But time is not infinite.
Time is not infinite, but as you saw, it doesn't. Also, to be fair, like the reputation cap makes it that you cannot, like, you will farm it for like half an hour, and that's all you can do for this day. Which, at the end of the day, I think is kind of nice. It's not like. There is no incentive to just stay. Like, it is nice when you can do it, but just how do I explain this? When you have the time and the energy to do it, just sit down for hours to no end and farm stuff.
Correct.
It feels nice. But when it's completely on cap, it could feel like it is just there for you to farm all the time.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes that feeling of, I reached a cap. There is nothing else for me to Like it gives you kind of a sense of completion for the like. Okay,
I get it.
I did my day list today.
Man,
I can move on with my life.
Such a hard question.
It is a small thing, but it plays in so many ways in the human psyche.
Yeah, I know. Like
because also that feeling of daily completion is nice. Like
like I did all my cap. I can go.
I cap all my things
else.
Today.
But there is days when you want to like farm the shit out.
Yeah. I know. I know that there are days when you want to farm to no end.
Yeah.
But also like I do like that weekly / daily kind of task list that it's okay. These are my dailies for the day.
Well, yeah, the question is, how do you satisfy both things? Like, there is days when you have that drive and that energy to like...
that's what I think that the best solution for that is giving like a weekend of uncap thing.
Yes.
It may not align with when you are feeling it, but it's
there.
Thing, like,
it's there, and when it does align, it's gonna be great.
You could prepare mentally.
Yeah, exactly,
for it, like
exactly. That's what I'm saying. When it does align and you are like in the mood for you to do it, it's gonna feel amazing. Just like just did like a ton of progress and.
Yeah.
And nice, and like I can now, and like I get to certain goals, and like it costs me, but if like that side of it is nice too. Like
it is nice too, but
yeah, definitely I like your idea. I don't like, and I'm trying to think, and I don't see any other like way without absolutely breaking something.
There may be, but I think
in this moment, like
I think it's a nice compromise in the middle. How easy is it to implement? I don't know, because I don't know how it is coded and tied to mastery and all the stuff.
I'm guessing that it's just a number, right? It's just like
you'll hope so, but we don't know how hard coded it is.
I know Warframe is like I know.
Not Warframe, like any computer program.
There are systems that are tied to things that you cannot imagine, and if you change something like that, you can like break something else or something.
That happens in any
game,
piece of software.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only game, in any piece of software, like
correct.
You implement things in a way because you have certain requirements when you did it.
Yeah.
And you abide by those requirements, and then someone is but can we change this? And then you're like,
like, but it will break everything.
Doesn't mean that we'll have to remake and decouple everything from stuff, and that's
exactly. No. Because if you say the focus, the focus they used to not have cap, so I'm pretty sure that's not coupled with stuff, but the reputation, no idea. Right?
Yep.
Anyways, that's our 2 cents. Give us like uncapped reputation weekends and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that'll be very cool.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. We have more rotation and things to do in Warframe is always good.
It is always good.
Anyways, moving on. After that insane thing. So yeah, Shadowlands and people screaming at people through the internet. Because
people yelling at Blizzard.
Man, like I haven't to tell you the truth. Today I was thinking about it, like when you put this in the script, and I was like, holy Jesus, I haven't seen a more like attack and deconstructed and absolutely analyzed and like vivisected and like put under the microscope at expansion as I've seen this. Like it's crazy to a point. Like they analyze and deconstruct every single minuscule ridiculous thing from
the WoW community is insane, and
Jesus.
at some point I believe that the developers cannot
Like-
do anything good.
And like I see the Destiny, and like Destiny's like, everything's gonna be shit. Like we know. And everybody's like, okay, yeah, whatever. We're gonna play it eventually. Nobody cares. Oh, that thing looks cool. Maybe it's gonna break the game. Maybe it doesn't. Who cares, right? But this is gonna like with that mind, the third byte that says that everything's gonna be wrong and everything's gonna explode and everybody's gonna be mad. Man, it's been crazy.
The WoW community is insane.
Yeah,
To
like,
begin with.
I'm gonna start by saying that.
I really feel bad sometimes for developers because I feel like they cannot do anything good. Not
Yeah.
because they can, but it will never be perceived as something good.
Yes, like I know why. Like I understand, like logically, I understand why. Like WoW is a 15-year-old game. Yeah, a zeitgeist, a pillar of what it meant to be an MMORPG. So it has to keep their standard as a pioneer and like a regard. But man, nobody can live up to that. No game in existence.
No game developer, no one can live up to expectation that the WoW community puts in the game.
And by now, I'm like, man, fuck, just get out, shell, like just deploy that. And me personally,
I'll play.
I'm probably gonna enjoy it. Yeah.
I'm on the same boat as you. Like, I do have my own opinions, but at this point, it's like I kind of don't care. Just give it to me. I'll play with it.
Yeah,
I'll have
we
fun.
we do have strong opinions, and we're like, we think that this. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm still gonna like play it and enjoy it. And if it's like and if it's not enjoyable for some shape, way, or form, I'm probably not gonna care because I'm there for. Like, we are there not more for the game, but for the experiences that we have with the people in the game. Like, at this point, I'm playing World of Warcraft because of a raid, because of guild is cool, and like, and it has, and the game has some interesting stories to tell me. But like, I'm not playing World of Warcraft because it's the best game in the world and it's perfect and like it's the MMO RPG that is gonna blow my mind. And no.
For me, it's super simple. Like, we came across a really nice community of people in our guild.
Yeah.
That encourage you to play. And
Yes.
that makes it chill and nice.
Yeah, because...
And the game at a base level is functional. It's a good game.
Yeah.
And like, for example, the raid fights are interesting and they are engaging.
Yeah.
That's good. Like, aside from how unbalanced the classes are and all that stuff.
Yes.
The mythic dungeons, like the dungeons, are cool. I like the dungeon content. They are super interesting. They are challenging when you're doing the keys high enough.
Yeah.
So there's always challenge and something to aspire to.
Yes.
The raid bosses are always interesting fights. They're engaging. We as a raiding team struggle with some of them, which I think is fine.
Yeah, like that has never bothered me. Like.
Yeah, but my point is, like, all these things work in that the game works. The game gives me what I want, which is challenge and a level of engagement that it's just enjoyable.
Yeah, and it's giving you.
Do I really care about that? That's what I was saying. Like, do I really care that Asteroid trades are trash?
At this point, no. At this point, I'm like, I need these Asteroid trades to do 0.2% more damage. Cool. All right. If I get him, cool. If I don't get it, cool. Still cool because I'm still having fun, right? Because they like the thing is like the game is giving me the proper MMO experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm having fun with people who is cool, doing an activity that is challenging and make me like be engaged with the game, right? Yeah. That is the line. Like if that didn't exist, if we didn't have like a cool guild to spend time on.
No.
We probably wouldn't be playing like World of Warcraft like 6 months ago. We probably should start like after we did the first run in Nyalota, we probably have like whatever.
Of course, it's
right. That is
absolutely.
That is the point, right? That is the thing. That is the thing, right? That's the way that World of Warcraft satisfied me.
Yeah, but that's how I feel most MMOs are satisfying.
Yeah.
Like it is about both having content that is challenging and engaging to you.
Yeah.
And having cool people to do it with.
Correct.
And as long as you have those two things,
you're gonna be fine.
You're gonna be fine. And a lot of the
and I agree.
It's unbalanced. It's trash.
Yeah, there is some MMOs that are more geared to something else. Like now that I'm like playing two. Like I haven't played MMO as deep as I've played World of Warcraft, and now I'm playing other type of MMOs, right? And they're trying to be different in different senses, and like ESO is clearly an MMO experience that is absolutely dedicated for you to play it by yourself, right? That's why I haven't forced you to try it on anything on anybody else, because the intention is super clear. It's like you go, we are designed for you to explore and to live these stories, and that's it. You actually don't need that much people except for dungeons, which is the normal thing, right? Because they're geared for that. But like the desire to find somebody else to share the challenges with it is not that prevalent in ESO, because there's a lot of cool content and good content. It's just exploring and doing the storytelling, and you can spend hours there, and all the content is relevant, right? It's not forcing you to get to that point, like it is, and I understand why, because that's the strength of Elder Scrolls. The story, that is their strength, like the stories in that greedy universe that I try to tell, and that's fine. That's what the MMO gives you. The MMO experience, if you take it, is there. You can go and have big battles, which is the big MMO sell, but it's not pushing that. Like, and I feel like World of Warcraft is all about that, even if he's fighting with himself, right? It's also about. It is all about the social experience, right? Even if they're shy or try to make the player base not necessarily have it too, but I think that's the strength of World of Warcraft. And that's the way it feels in terms of like the raid content and the challenge content. It all depends on that social interaction, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is evident in the way that it's kind of amazing when people say that World of Warcraft begins when you reach max level. It's kind of true because of that same thing, that it's like the World of Warcraft shines in what they created, actually just as this end game kind of thing. Like they shine on having the Mythic Plus dungeons, they shine in raiding.
Yes, correct.
That's where the game shines the most.
Correct.
And the brightest. And that all of those things require coordination, people that you like to to run the content with.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the strength of the game, and they play to their strength. Like they do good raids, they do good dungeons.
Yeah,
they are challenging and enjoyable.
Correct.
Are all the classes perfectly balanced? Yeah.
I know that the systems are convoluted and sometimes they're crazy and broken.
But it's for example the thing that you texted me the other day that you were looking at a Final Fantasy 14 tier list.
Yes.
And that you were amazed how for that specific person everything was balanced.
Yeah, very close to balance. Yeah, everything was very close to like nothing was absolutely trash or like nothing was like except for one class, which like of course Mr. Lucho is playing. Everything was like around the same power level, and like and the difference was like what is more useful in what situation. But in terms of pure raw power, there was no difference. And I was like,
cool. And it was funny because that's then when you go out, for example, look at, and I told you this, like you go and look at the same kind of thing, and wow, I don't know if it feels, but like content creators makes it look like it's super unbalanced, and there are huge gaps in performance. And I told you, like, for example, Holy Priest is one of the worst healers for Mythic Plus content.
Yeah, according
one
to
of the worst healers.
Yeah. According to
and it is. I mean, I know what they say. They say it because it has low mobility.
Correct.
And to do efficient Mythic Plus runs, you need to be super mobile and jumping around and stuff. But like we've been working on getting all the dungeons in Plus 15, and we have accomplished that with Nate, who plays Holy Priest.
Yeah.
And we have had huge success with her healing us.
Yes.
So it's like, it doesn't really matter at all. No, it is at the point that I see that, like, it is the same thing. Like, for example, Paladins tanking are not supposed to be like this super meta thing for Mythic Plus. And our tank is
a paladin. I know, right?
It's a paladin tank.
And he is like super good at tanking that, man.
And no, but then you see that, it doesn't, like, both of them are really good at playing their class. Yeah. They do understand their tools that they have in their hands. And that is, like, just that is enough to be successful at the game.
Yes.
And at getting these achievements, these feats of strength that most of the community do not get.
Yeah.
So we're being successful with classes that are
supposedly not to be. Yeah.
And they're like trash for the type of content that we're doing. And that's when, like, you see that, like, I have that experience, and then I see all these tier lists and complaining about balance and stuff, and it's like, is it really balanced? But it's just that you just need people who know what they're doing with the tools that they have. Because that has been my experience.
I know.
It is, for example, the same thing with Beep, and he plays Assassination.
Yes, Assassination, bro.
And the best DPS allegedly for Mythic Plus is
Fire Mage.
No, but in the Rogue.
In Rogue.
In Rogue is
Outlaw? Is in Outlaw?
Outlaw is the best for AoE DPS.
Yes.
He doesn't like Outlaw. He doesn't play Outlaw. He plays Assassination.
And he does a lot of damage.
All of us.
Yeah. Yeah, he does like insane amount of damage. We're like, how? We don't, till this day, we're like, no idea. But he does a lot of damage.
But that's...
He's been playing Rogue for a long time, isn't it? Like, he's been playing Rogue for forever. Yeah.
Since vanilla.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, but then you come across these players, and at least I do realize that it's if you know your class, you can be successful and doing all the type of things that you want to do.
Yeah.
It's not like then all these people crying out loud about, it's so unbalanced, so unplayable. And I wonder, are these just the people who are just looking at the tier list and making decisions based out of that?
The thing is, like, because as I start my statement on this thing, because the WoW community is insane in the main brain.
Out of their minds.
They highlight extremes, right?
They do.
That's the thing. Like, that's what it dictates all this stuff. Like, Red Paladin is always been bad because X and Y, and they never have blah blah blah, and they will never do. And like, and there is some tier lists which are more sensible than others. They start by saying this tier list only applies for Mythic Plus 20 and up. They always every single tier list I said that, like, dude, this is like the extreme. And like, I will bet you whatever, like, I will cut off an arm if you tell me that more than 5% of the entire WoW community has done a 20 plus. No, not even close.
At 20 plus, there is no chance.
Yeah. And that will be the percentage where things become relevant. Like if 5% of your community, between 5 and 10% of your community is doing something that is broken or whatever, has like these very structural differences, then it's relevant, right?
Yeah.
But like, I bet you whatever, like in all the experience that I've seen, in all the things that I've seen in playing World of Warcraft so far, like nobody will come even close to do 20 plus, right? Not even the Twitch streamers that I watch try to do that insane content because they know that it requires like the extremes of the game. Like you're pushing the extremes of the game, and that's where all that. But of course, you have all those voices because what is the thing? Like if you like, it's logic. If you calculate and showcase the extremes, everything else below that is easy, right? But what people don't realize is that the margin of advantage that gives you on the lower bracket is almost irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah. That is the thing. Like, but the impression that you get is like, oh, so you tell me that warrior and other class are super because one is in B tier and the other is in A tier, and so they're trash. No, the reality is they can do 99.9% of the content without any trouble.
I know.
Right?
And I know. And I feel like the same thing is going to happen with covenants and covenant abilities and that kind of stuff. It's going to fall. I think that it's going to fall in the same kind of bucket of, any combination. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be useful. It's gonna be able to clear all the contents and get all the feats of strength that your desires.
Yeah.
If you understand the spec that you're playing.
I'm saying it as a person who likes to be optimized in stuff, like. But like at some point, like I do get satisfaction, quote unquote, by seeing like big tick DPS, right? In World of Warcraft. I do get that satisfaction from it, but I won't go to that. Like I don't feel the need. Like I've been feeling more satisfied running with or guild than being like super extreme optimized DPS in World of Warcraft because
no, I mean don't get me wrong. I also like optimizing my character.
Yeah.
I just don't mind putting extra restrictions on that optimization.
Yeah.
And knowing that I will take penalties for the decisions that I take. That's
fine.
That's for me the core of the whole discussion on covenants and on the whole discussion of let us just pick any covenant ability or any covenant or any time for any encounter. My point is just that I do enjoy optimizing my character, but I don't mind doing it on like with more restrictions than
we don't mind doing it
on
Blizzard's terms, basically.
And not only that, but like I like from a role-playing perspective, I like a lot the idea of making a decision that has lasting consequences for my gameplay. And for me, like 2 years of lasting consequences, which is what the expansion is gonna run through, more or less. Like,
correct.
I'm gonna be taking a decision now that is gonna affect the next 2 years of my experience. It's a lasting consequence in my head.
Yeah.
So all my point is I like that from the role playing perspective. Just make a decision, take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Like it may be I'm gonna choose a covenant. That one may be good for rating and maybe trash for Mythic Plus. Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm gonna optimize my gear and my own skill playing the game as much as I can to clear the content with those. Like, that's just I'll just make a decision, and I don't. Will I feel bad because I'm not able to do extra DPS because I don't have that Covenant ability? Yeah.
And like,
I mean, I'll think about it, but I won't feel like, oh, such a decision.
Yeah, we're
waiting on my shoulders.
We were talking about this as like, I tell like my decision is gonna be, all right, I'm gonna go see the numbers and see the most enjoyable thing that I do and the way that I try to gear my characters for raid and a little bit of Mythic Plus. So I'm just gonna see the numbers, see what is the best for raid, and then second, what is the second best for Mythic Plus, and if those are in the same covenant, that's the covenant I'm gonna go for. If one is in the other, in one covenant, and the other is in the one covenant, I'm gonna prioritize Mythic Plus, and that I'm gonna prioritize rating, and that's gonna be my decision making. That is it. Why? Because I'm lazy and I like to make shit easier for me, and that's my way that I decide. Yes, I did send you a video about Belur talking about this, and like there's something that he's right in the sense of like maybe they are trying, like they're wasting all this time trying to balance a system without making content. If that's the case, that is bad. Like they should prioritize content over balancing.
Do you feel like the game doesn't have enough content?
No. I mean, I feel like Shadowlands is gonna have enough content, but if that is keeping them for doing more content, I did definitely agree that 8.3 feel a little bit light. If it wasn't for the raid, it feel like super light. That's my stance on 8.3. So if that's a problem, they're like spending all this manpower in balancing systems and not enough in doing good content for us to enjoy. I mean, raids and Mythic Plus and that sort of stuff, and like quest lines and that sort of stuff. That is bad. But like so far, I don't know in Shadowlands if that's gonna be the sensation until I don't play it. Right? I did feel like 8.3 was a little bit light. Like if it wasn't for the raid, it feel like super well. All right, we have visions and that's it. And like, okay. Like, and I compare it with super involved things. Like now that I did the first raid content in Final Fantasy XIV, I was like, wow, these have a lot of chunky lore between each wing that you do in terms of the content. Like compared with 8.3, when you just like do the daily things and then you just straight into the raid and then you just do the wings and that's it, and then the lore is at the end. With Nassau.
I mean, yes and no. Like all some of the and on previous raids on WoW, you have 5 different versions. So, for example, on Legion and the Emerald Nightmare, you fought a version of Il'gynoth. Cool. That was not the real thing. It was like an expression of Il'gynoth and the Emerald Nightmare.
Nice.
So that's to say that some of these bosses have had presence in previous raids.
Fair enough. But what I'm saying is like, if from that video that I'm saying, if the problem is like, because you and I know that there is no such thing as like a perfectly balanced game system. Right? And if they're trying to guarantee that is moot, is like something that you shouldn't try to do. Yes, you should try to strive for like the closest thing to that, but you shouldn't like absolutely try to do it perfectly, because you're not gonna get there, right? And if they are gonna spend a lot of time trying to do that, instead of giving us more content or like respond quickly to problems with bugs and that sort of stuff, or like being slow in responding to some other things, that is bad. Like if Shadowlands feels content light because of them I don't think Shadowlands in the start is gonna feel, but I mean in the subsequent patches. If the subsequent patches feel content light or rushed because they spend all this development time trying to fix and promise that perfectly balanced system, that is bad, right?
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I think what 8.3 lacked was new dungeons.
Yes.
That would have helped a lot.
There you go. And that's content that could have been done if they didn't try to like balance Azerite traits forever. And maybe they're spending too much time trying to wrestle with those systems instead of spending more time doing content. That is the main concern of Bellurar. That is the main concern of that video. Right?
But okay, a question for you. Are corruptions content?
Are corruptions content?
So it is a question. Do you think the whole visions thingy and / corruption was content for you?
So your question is at what is if the systems of power are considered content?
Yeah, because how I see at least for 8.3.
Yeah.
The whole vision thing.
Yes.
I mean, I did all the dailies and stuff, and every week I was doing the visions that I required to upgrade my cape.
Yep.
I get to max level. Then when I could buy the corruptions, like I for example, I was always engaged with the corruption system.
Yes.
For all the things that I dislike of the corruption system that I have mentioned before, that I think it's kind of dumb that the best corruptions are stat corruptions instead of the flashy corruptions.
Yes.
Just because I want to use infinite stars and Twilight Devastation.
I know, right?
But aside from that, which I think is dumb, I used to engage with that content, with that part of the game all the time. Like I was farming, like whenever we could buy corruptions, I was farming echoes. I kept an eye on the rotation of corruptions. I was excited when I got a new piece of gear, and then I thought, oh, the one that I have right now has corruption, but the one that I got is better, so now I can farm for the corruption and upgrade it. It kept me engaged. So is that content? Is that not content? I acknowledge that it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
Because not everyone likes corruptions and not everyone likes that, but for me, it was content because it was something that kept me engaged in the game.
Technically, well, yes. Technically, but overall, I would say that game systems of power like that are not considered content. In the same way that a new dungeon is considered content.
It is not content in the same way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So,
but it gave me, at least it gave me a reason to engage with the game.
Yes, correct.
Which for me is the end goal of having new content in the game, is to give a reason for players to keep engaged with the game.
Yes.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. Would I have liked to have new dungeons on 8.3? Absolutely. I absolutely think we should have had new dungeons, and that we should get new dungeons every patch. 100%. All I'm saying is that what we had, namely corruptions mainly in 8.3, was good enough to keep me engaged to a point that I was interested in farming stuff. So, for example, at some point I was farming emissary quests.
Yes.
Because I was interested in getting corruptions and all the stuff and the things. And even now that I don't need corruption because I have a stock and they're going away.
Yeah.
I was still farming visions because I like the thing about getting sockets.
Yes.
So I was still I'm still running corrupted the visions of Nasot thing. So is it super engaging content at this point? No, because I already know how to do it, and it's sadly enough the vision after you run them a couple of times, they get kind of mind-numbing.
Yeah.
But in the overall sense, like, I'm still interested in doing them and running them to get the thing that I want. Yeah. I may not run them like for hours to no end. I may just run one or two every other day.
I get what you mean, but like there is a hierarchy of content for saying, like, there is a content that feel more impactful, and like the example is you start an MMO and all the systems are there, but it feels more impactful if the patch or the expansion gives you 4 raids and 3 dungeons and like new storylines to see, that if it gives you 3 power system and just 1 raid. Right? That is the thing. Right? That is, and what is more weighty? Clearly more weighty is the new dungeons and the new stuff.
You know, the new experience. There is not that clear of an answer to me on that end. Because if the power system is interesting and deep enough so you can really sink your teeth into it and get to town exploring it, that can keep me more engaged than a new dungeon that I don't enjoy. Yeah,
but that's like how deep and complex how the system has to be. That's the thing. But right?
I know that's the thing, and that's exactly where, for example, corruptions come as an example for me. I'm not saying in general, but for me, corruption is not a super deep system, but it's deep enough that like it makes you, when you engage with the system, aside from just blindly following what people say, and you try to think and do your own thing, you think about it like, is it better to have this or that, which piece of gear? It was engaging enough for me.
But I understand. But definitely the thing is like the raw experience content is gonna have more impact in the game.
If it is, for example, a dungeon that I don't like, that I won't run, then that is inexistent content for me.
Yeah, but it's a new experience for the majority. You know what I'm trying to say, right? It's more,
I know what you're trying to say.
It's overall more tactical, more like felt that a power system.
But it's, I know what you're trying to say. That just having new maps is better. I don't agree with that.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say. Just having more stuff to do is better. I'm just saying that more stuff is not necessarily better.
It's not necessarily, absolutely, because it depends of execution in both fronts. But again, that is the concern. Like, what should you spend more time trying to execute? Doing better dungeons and better raids and better quest lines, or doing better power systems? What does have more impact?
I cannot tell you. That's exactly my point. I don't know. It depends on the things. It 100% depends.
Fair enough. Then I think
that's exactly my point. That I don't think there is an absolute answer to that question of saying, just give me more rates.
I think it depends. It depends of the execution. I agree with that. It depends of the execution, but with the history, like the concern is still there in terms of World of Warcraft. Like with the history they have with systems, it's like they haven't, like, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing about this. It's like, in terms of record, they have been very successful doing content like dungeons and raids and that sort of stuff. Compare, like, in delivering that, and that's the strong point for them. Compare of, they haven't been very successful with power systems and being that good, like good content. They always have a problem with that delivery of content, right? So that the majority of people saying what they're basically saying to Blizzard is like, play to your strengths, dude. That's the sensation that I have. Like that's the sensation, and that's not good. No, that's not either good or bad, because you always want to try to strive to be better in your weaknesses, to be a more wholesome. Completely.
But you have to take with a grain of salt what the video was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, for example, he was saying at some point that the Legion artifacts were complete trash.
Yeah.
I didn't play with them. I didn't play Legion.
Yeah, we don't have.
But the people that I know that play Legion,
yeah,
say that they enjoy the Legion artifacts a lot.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
And the Legion artifact was a system.
Yeah.
And they say that they love it, that they thought was amazing. It has its shortcomings, like everything.
Yeah.
And some of the farmings were boring or pointless, but they did enjoy the Legion artifact.
Maybe we can only go by record, but maybe we had like
I know that we can only. Yeah. I know that we can only go by record. I'm just saying that I've heard from the people around us.
Yeah.
So many different things already.
That you don't know. At this point, it's like,
not only I don't know, but like I cannot take as an absolute truth what a content creator is telling me.
Fair.
Because once that has not been my experience.
Yeah.
And for the ones that I cannot attest for myself, people have told me that had not been their experience.
That's why we do have our disclaimer in this podcast, in this content.
I know.
Exactly.
I know, but that's my point. That
yeah,
when they like my problem with the whole presentation of a lot of these discussions is that they sound like they have the ultimate truth.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and the little benefit of the doubt that they give Blizzard is kind of, this all will work if everything is perfectly balanced. But that's not the case.
Yeah,
Like, for example, from 8.2, for as much as I complain about farming rated PvP,
yeah,
I enjoyed a lot farming for Essence.
Okay.
It gave me goals, and most of them were fairly easy to attain. Like, go get this achievement. Go focus on the achievement and get it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy getting them.
Yeah.
Rated PvP just because I'm not huge into PvP, but
yeah.
And it gave me weeks of stuff to do.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's because we're running out of time. Let's touch in the PvP thing. So, my opinions about this are clear. They should have a clear progression into PvPs. As we spoke about this in some other context, like they should have like a specific PvP traits inside those progression trees, because PvP feel kind of abandoned. And then the question of like
specific PvP traits.
What? They do have it, right?
They do have.
The problem is like the gear that you get is not that good, or it's like super forceful.
Oh yeah,
to get. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And like, what? Yes. So they do need a better like progression system for the PvP. Like as we do have in raid, that you do normal, you can kind of do gear up and then you go to the next, and then you have Mythic Plus, and then you can gear up there for Mythic Plus, and you can have some power. So the problem is like, where is the overlap of power between all that gearing between PvP and PvE? That is the problem that every single game that has PvP and PvE have. Right? But definitely there is a problem with like they don't have like enough tools to gear up by PvP. More things. I say that
there is
what?
No, that there is an argument.
Yeah.
And this is something that I think Asmongold has said that I don't disagree with, and is that that WoW is an RPG game.
Yes.
So if you're gonna PvP, you go on PvP. Like the whole point of PvP is you go out and PvP with all the tools that you can get from every part of the game.
Yes.
Is it fair and balanced? No, but that's the essence of MMORPG PvPing.
Yes.
And I do agree with that.
Yeah, it isn't supposed to be unbalanced. It isn't supposed to be balanced. Like, you go and show your power when you PvP. And you progress.
So I don't... Yeah, the whole thing is... What you're saying and what a lot of people advocate for is that you should kind of separate PvP and PvE gearing up.
Yeah, it's kind of like separation, but I think at this point it's more of like that should be more rewarding to PvP than it is right now. I think that's the point that they're saying, like you should have a vendor and you should have like more options inside the PvP realm because you have a lot of options in the PvE realm. I think that's the main thing that they're advocating for.
I know, but that works for people who only want to engage
on PvP.
On PvP.
Exclusively, yeah.
And you can make an argument that you don't really play the game like that. It's rare.
Yes.
And the game is not trying to encourage you to do that either.
To only PvP? No. But
or only raid, for example.
Yeah.
Or only Mythic Plus. The game is not trying to tell you have these three different game modes and you're just gonna pick one lane and stay in your lane. The game is not telling you that at all.
Yeah, but as all things World of Warcraft, people want to play the game, one way, basically.
I know that people want to play the game how they want, and we are not trying to stop them, but it's pulling in a different direction to where the game is going.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's clear that the game is telling everyone, you can do whatever you like, but we want you to try out a little bit of everything.
Correct.
Which is the conflict and strife essence.
Yes.
No, it was
yes.
it was not super hard to get.
No, but
the better that you were at PvP, the easier it was to get.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But even if you were trash, you could get it. You could get it by putting enough time into it.
Yeah.
So the game, like the game, is clearly telling you dab your feet in all the avenues of the game.
And at the end of the day, like, I didn't have to super gear up. I didn't have to, even if Sin like kind of told me off, like, oh yeah, you're bad at PvP. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm asking for help. I don't want to engage with the system. Just I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah, but for example, when I did it,
yeah.
I enjoy my time doing it.
Yeah,
for as much as I was being yelled at by Seal.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't that, like, I thought it was gonna be worse, but it wasn't that bad. Like,
it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
It is quite enjoyable to play arenas.
Yeah.
It has its fun moments.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not gonna deny that. Yeah.
And it is satisfying when you, for example, go against a stag team and you get to win, or you at least make it a close defeat or something.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that.
As everything competitive, as everything PvP related, it has its high highs and its very low lows.
Of course, you sometimes get trampled by fire mage and a destruction lock,
and you just get deleted. Absolutely deleted.
Get burned to the ground.
Yeah.
Of course, that can happen, but But I don't know, like, even in those cases, since the matches are so short, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yes, that was like a huge thing. Like the matches, like, you can just go one after the other. It doesn't matter. Like, it was more painful to grind battlegrounds at the end of the day.
Random battlegrounds is a thing, and
it was more painful to do that than PvP. Yeah.
but the whole rated PvP experience, at least in arenas, it's like you lose a match, you lose in 1-2 minutes, and they're like, okay, I lost.
Yeah. Next.
I know that's what I thought. Like for as much as I complain about that kind of thing, for example, I at the end of the day I enjoy it, and I get the satisfaction of saying, "Oh, I did grind it. I did get the rank 3 essence. It's amazing." So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if
I don't mind. Like I don't mind an overhaul to the reward system of the PvP part of it.
Okay,
that's nice.
Have you seen how the new loot chest is gonna work?
Yes. The options and all that sort of stuff.
How did you feel about that? Because that will play strongly into PvP gearing.
In terms of PvP for that, it's a good option for them. Like it's a very good option for them. But things like it's a good option for them. Like the things like they don't have the advantage quote unquote. Of course, I'm saying advantage quote unquote. In that if you run a mythic or a raid, you get a piece of gear there, and then you go and get a piece of gear in your chest. Right? For PvP, they want something kind of similar. That they do a bunch of matches in PvP, and then they get a currency to spend in rewards, as if you get it like running dungeons. Right?
But we don't get a currency to spend.
No. I mean, that's the equivalent, because you don't get a drop every time you go and do a PvP match. That's what I'm saying, right? That they want kind of like the same pace of progression in both realms, right? They feel kind of item starved, because right now the only reward that you get for PvP, you do a lot of PvP, is like at the end of the week with the chest, right? Right now, I'm talking about right now. And that's why they want a PvP vendor, as they apparently used to be a PvP vendor.
There is to a PvP vendor.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like now that I've been running like a lot of Mythic Plus, I don't get that much gear actually.
But you do get rewards from the running of the chest, right?
Yeah, from the chest, yes. But like from each dungeon, I don't get that much gear.
But that's the point. Like you do get reward for each dungeon, and you have a chance to get gear.
Isn't that true for each win in every PvP match?
You only get like the thing system. They want more control over anyways. I don't mind, because we don't do a lot of PvP. I know they want like a separate progression system for them, exclusive to PvP, so they can specialize more, and I understand that. What is the balance of that system and how is good or bad? I don't know until they don't put it in place. It could like not do anything to the rest of the game, and now the PvPers are happy because they have like better gear progression inside their niche. I don't feel like it's gonna affect much other parts of the game that much, so I don't mind if they're overhauling that reward system. That's my position.
No, I mean the only problem is that is the most efficient way. It will force people would feel forced to do it more.
That could happen. But that's something I can.
I'm not saying that's gonna happen. I'm not saying PvP doesn't deserve a vendor and a better gearing up system. I'm just saying that is the pitfall that the game could encounter.
Yeah, fair enough.
If it is significantly more efficient.
All right. To close this, I don't mind that they're overhauling the PvP system, giving more options to the PvP people. I think it's fine. How balanced or not balanced is the system? We will see, because they're still working on it. And
they haven't figured out all the things.
Yeah, and we didn't say what was exactly a controversy of Shadowlands.
What? It is a whole Covenant thing.
It is a whole Covenant thing, and the fact that Ian has it cost to say that it was a ripcord to pull, and then there wasn't a ripcord to pull, and like, oh my God, Jesus, you're so nitpicking of them. Beyond.
There was always a ripcord. They were never gonna pull it.
Yeah, and like, and now they're calling me liar, and then like, I don't know, freaking community of World of Warcraft are insane people.
No, I believe that there was a ripcord to pull.
Probably.
I think they're just saying we are not gonna pull it, and even if there is, we don't want to tell you that there is one now because it's
you're
not
crazy.
Changing. It's not happening.
You're insane. Go away.
Shut up and go and play our game.
Yeah, exactly. So now we move to our audience questions and feedback. Remember that if you wanna write us a question, you can contact us directly. There's no worries about that. You can leave us a comment here if you're watching us on YouTube. You can send us an email to our social media links, or on Twitter too, or you can pass by my stream and leave a question there. We will answer your most burning questions in here on the podcast. So, first question of this week is, are you guys gonna play Beyond like all the trash that we were talking about Destiny, I guess? Question is fair.
Maybe.
Yeah, we don't know. I think that's the answer to that. We like, at this point we've been so disappointed with Destiny constantly that we're just gonna wait for it and see how it goes.
My thing with Destiny is that I think I've said this multiple times.
Yeah.
It can only hold my interest for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so there you go.
And after that, I just lost all the interest that I have in the game.
Yes. So
it doesn't, I don't know why, but it just cannot hold my interest for more than a month. And not even like a month at a time, but like a month.
Yeah, a month and a half.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, so we don't know.
Will I play Beyond Light? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not super interested in the new IC subclasses.
Yeah.
They don't sound that interesting to me, but
we will see.
People are super excited about that.
We will see. We don't know. I'm waiting for reviews. I'm not pre-ordering anything. Just waiting till the thing is out. There is no rush in terms of Destiny.
No.
Like, you can wait for reviews and people to actually tell it, to actually see if it's good or not. We have a couple of friends that for sure is gonna play, and plus we're gonna like go into and experience the beginning of the expansion without having to pay. So that will help us decide too.
Yep.
So we don't know. Maybe we probably open Destiny when it launches and see what's up. And that's our answer.
Pretty much.
For a second answer of the week, what advice will you give to a new, fresh of the box, never played before MMO player? Never had played MMO in his life. What will you tell him?
Oof. Get friends.
Get friends. I think that's. I will accompany that. Get friends, have patience, enjoy the ride.
I think even all games are better with friends.
Absolutely.
But most MMOs
are better with friends.
Are not only better, but a lot of them are just designed to be played with friends.
Correct.
And people. Like not only is it better, it's kind of, it was designed for that purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
So get some friends with you. Bully them into playing with you.
Bully them? Yes. Yes, Lucho tend to do that.
Am I ever wrong about it when I do it?
There you go. There he goes. There he goes.
Have I ever give you a bad recommendation?
So far, your record stands for you, so I'm not going to say anything.
Have you or have you not enjoyed the Final Fantasy 14 Hill?
Absolutely. I absolutely truly enjoyed it. I enjoyed every part of that. Like,
There you go.
It's been very funny because I was super. I tell him like, oh, I did my first raid and it was cool, and he was like, man, whatever. And I was like, but it was so cool. I like it a lot, and now I'm enjoying. It looks like I'm enjoying the game more than him, which is.
No, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's just that I cannot discuss with you what I'm enjoying right now.
Fair enough. All right, yeah, we're in different points in progression. I
don't want to spoil you the story, and all I'll say is that the story gets really good at some point.
And you appreciate friends who don't spoil the story for you, because like I found that there's like this crazy storyline about a detective in the game, and I love that you didn't tell me anything about it.
No,
because I deeply enjoyed it. I cannot laugh. No, like, and it's a side story. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. But like, that's
why it looks like I'm not enjoying the game. I am enjoying the game a lot.
Right. Fair enough.
Just don't want to ruin any of the experiences for you, because it gets really, really good.
Cool. We will probably discuss it at some point when we are.
At some point, we'll
bring
you a full-on review.
Yeah. And that's it for this week's episode, my friend.
That's all for this week's. Once again, thanks for tuning into The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisGPolanco.
And I am the Long Name Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the Long Name Gamer, and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LongNameGamerTV, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to man, just share the content, share the love with your friends. Tell them like these dudes are cool. Tell them like, oh yeah, I mean, look. Throw them a like, it doesn't cost you anything. Turn on a subscribe, turn on a notification bell, a star in some of the podcasts. They have the content everywhere you want it. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, we have it in like everywhere that we can put it up, including like
all
Spotify.
The places.
Yeah, Spotify, Google, everywhere. So you can like send us a nice word, do everything social that you can to spread the love, and tell us if we're doing it wrong. Tell us if you want improvements in the show. If you don't think that is good enough to recommend for your friends, please let us know. We will deeply appreciate it. But thank you for coming to The Sweaty, the Farmer, and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know? Research has shown that guarana might improve your ability to learn. And remember, people who receive either 35.5 grams or 75 grams of guarana achieve the highest test scores. Since low doses of guarana provide low doses of caffeine, it's believed that the other compounds in guarana, aside from caffeine, might be partially responsible. So there you go. Guarana makes you smarter, but not that much, just a little.
Just a tiny little bit.
A little bit of guarana makes you smarter, not a lot.
And the guarana vine originated in the Amazon basin, where local people have long taken advantage of its stimulating properties.
Oh my God.
A 17th century Jesuit missionary noted that guarana gave members of Amazon tribes so much energy that when hunting, they could go from one day to the next without feeling hungry.
Jesus.
Brazilian soft drinks have included guarana since 1909, but it only became widely used in the United States recently when energy drinks gained popularity.
I did love guarana energy drinks when I used to drink energy drinks. I did like it. Like it was softer. It was like if you needed an energy drink that didn't like kick you in the balls after the effect is gone. Like definitely guarana drinks are more nicer, but try to get like only guarana drinks, not mixed with anything else. Like if you get the only guarana drinks, they're very good.
In some parts, you can get the pure guarana extract.
Nice. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Like diluted in
juice or something like that, right?
In juices or something, and that actually gives you a good kick. Wow.
Yeah, if you get that, that's the better way to get it. If you need a kick me up, because there is always situations when you need